Nah, look. I'm saying we was in that fighting for a while, man, and it was ugly for a little minute. Before the game, Ben said that it sure enough ain't gonna be our best game, it ain't gonna be the perfect game, but shit, we finished it together as a team.
Defense, man, this guy was all over the freaking field, man. Play after play after play, in the pass game, the run game, Alex Anzalone.
Hey, this is just one win. I look at it every year. I just look at it a quarter at a time, 4 games at a time. Just go 3-1, 4-0 each quarter. It's a long-ass season. This is just one. Keep it going.
Damn good win, gentlemen. That's the good news when you don't play your best ball and you still find a way to win, because we'll clean the rest of this up, right? And we'll be better. I don't care whether we won or lost this game. I was going to tell you the same thing. We got to get better every week. Just a little bit better next week, and we'll be good. All right, great win, man. Great win because it's winning the NFL. Break it down.
All right, baby, let's go.
Oh, we're
First
fucking
victory
back.
Monday
We're
of the
fucking
season.
back.
You love that. You love that. Shout out to Dan Campbell. Shout out to the boys. Shout out to everybody this weekend, whether it be our sponsors like Sabbath Coffee, Tullamore Dew, Second Best Bar, New Holland Brewing Company. Shout out to Hayes Social for having us out there.
Yes, sir.
Just a great opening weekend for the Detroit Lions.
Yes, sir.
Easy's behind an accident on the freeway. He'll be a little late, but he is going to be here soon. Caleb, it's your time to shine. Give me your initial takeaway.
I mean, my initial takeaway is that we're fucking back.
Let's go.
First victory Monday here at Woodward Sports, and let me tell you, vibes are high. This was a fantastic, obviously a little bit of a nail biter, but there was never a doubt.
No.
There was never a doubt. We were sending Stafford home packing, no matter what. I'm lit right now.
Oh, you love it. You love it. Vibes were high, like you said. Everybody, the city of Detroit was partying, and it was a great game to open up Sunday Night Football, open up the season with the Rams, the little rivalry you got brewing here. And you love to see the Lions take care of business, especially in overtime, just running the ball down the line or down the Rams' throats to seal the game. Just awesome thing. Amazing fun we had. The pregame show killed it. The watch party was awesome. The postgame show was doing record numbers. Football is back, man. We are back, and I'm excited for it. Starting off 1-0.
Yes, sir. It's like the minute we got into overtime, this Lions team was like, all right, we're just a lot better than this other team. Let's run the ball down their throat with David Montgomery, and let's go get a touchdown here and send them home.
Yeah. Chris, how was your weekend?
Man, you can't ask for better than this. This is football, man. Like, this is honestly, I grew into football, and this weekend it felt like a Christmas, man. And all the anticipation, the fact that we got that extra game Friday, that was good. So it was great, man. And this win was a lot for us. Like, I keep going back to it. The Seattle game, right? Seattle was that team that just for a couple years seemed to have our number. This seemed like that team that just no matter what played well. I know you and I, Spencer, were lockstep in saying that we felt like the Lions were going to thrash them this game.
Yeah.
But this is a team that rose up to the occasion, just finds a way to play the Lions well, and the Lions handled it. That's the difference. A couple years ago, they were still losing to Seattle. Those were tough losses. Now you're winning those games, and this to me is almost more impressive than going out there and blowing them out.
Yeah, you win a 1-score game. You go to overtime. I heard Ryan Ermanni in the final words saying this is the first time a Detroit Lion has rushed for a touchdown in overtime in franchise history. This is the first Lions overtime victory since 2016. So just a great way to start the game. And now let's talk to a guy that was in Ford Field, that watched it happen. Nick, what were the vibes like opening night?
Downtown was absolutely electric. The place was on fire. These fans were so ready after what happened last year in that NFC Championship game to get back out on the field to get a W, and you did it against your old quarterback and the Rams. 2-0 in the last 2 games against the Rams. He's 0-2 in his last 2 against the Lions. That's amazing. Downtown Ford Field. I mean, my voice is pretty freaking raspy today.
Yeah.
Like it's about gone, and I guarantee 50% or more of the people that were there sound like me today.
It was electric, man. It was electric. You saw it happen. You saw it affect the game with false starts from the Rams, with Matt Stafford having to call timeouts so they didn't have delay of games. The Lions fans showed out for sure, and you just love to see that. You can feel it through the TV.
Yeah, and let me say this. I mean this with no respect. I was looking at Twitter during the game, and all you SOL people, when things started to get shaky in the third quarter, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
This is a totally different Lions team. Yes. I'm not kidding. I didn't have doubt for 1 singular second.
Yeah.
Obviously, things got rocky, but this is a different team. This is a different coach team. Yeah, obviously, the third, we'll get to this, but the third quarter woes that happened last year that
Came back,
that has to get fixed.
Yes.
But this team's just different, man. They're different.
It is. They are different. They're deep. They're good. They have top class players at all levels. You saw the preseason hype of Jamison Williams being actualized in front of us. Waymo Unchained going out there looking like the best player on the field. Both sides of the ball. Looking like the best player on the field for both teams. Jamison Williams went out there. Was it 5 catches, 134 total yards and a touchdown? Just absolutely doing whatever he wants out there, abusing a weak Rams secondary and really showing the world, especially it's prime time, showing the world that the hype this preseason, it was meant for a reason.
Yeah.
Because he went out there and he looked like the guy we expected to.
I mean, Trey White stood no chance.
Yeah.
I mean, put that guy in like a nursing home. That guy's 33 years old. He stands no chance against J-Mo. J-Mo just showed the entire league that this is the best offense in the NFL.
Yep.
And we're going to be tough to stop.
Yeah, we talk about it. We talked about it on BDE. It's kind of like how do you want offense? Because they went out there and they won it. And Amon-Ra St. Brown had 2 catches. If you would have told me Amon-Ra St. Brown has 2 catches in this game, I would have been nervous. But you have Jamison Williams blowing the top off the defense. You have David Montgomery getting what he wants when he wants. Jahmyr Gibbs sprinkled in there. You got Khalif Raymond had a big play to start overtime that we didn't get to see.
Yeah, what was that?
NBC's dicking around or something.
Yeah.
And you have Sam Laporta making some plays, especially on that drive to tie the game up. Sam Laporta, big catch, holds onto the ball, gets the necessary roughness, and puts them right in field goal range.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying. They just decided we're better than this team and we're going to dominate. And I love that they went back. They were heavy Monty in the first quarter. 7 out of the first 11 plays, I believe, were all Monty in the first quarter. Went to Gibbs in the second. And then, they rolled the hot hand in OT and gave Monty those 3-4 carries and took us home, baby.
That's all. It was amazing to watch. That was literally Dan Campbell, Ben Johnson, this Lions offense saying, we are bigger and stronger than you. We have the best offensive line in the NFL. You can't stop us from running the ball. And they ran the ball and ran the ball and ran the ball and ended the game.
This was one of the first looks that we had at Dan Campbell and how he's going to go about these situations in that fourth quarter when he actually punted the ball on that 4th down. I was not used to it.
Huge.
I thought we were going to go for it.
Yeah.
He punted the ball, switched the field, trusted this defense for the first time. To be honest, I don't know if I would have punted that ball there and given it back to Matthew Stafford, knowing that this defense from last year, but they obviously gotten better, and I think that's how we can approach this, that Dan Campbell has a lot more confidence in this defense this season.
Yeah.
And they went out and got a stop, a massive stop.
A massive stop. And it was Aiden Hutchinson who had the massive stop to end the game when I know there wasn't much hope for the Rams to really do anything, but you still got the ball in Matt Stafford's hands. Anything could happen. And Aiden Hutchinson goes out there. He gets the sack. He had been abusing that Rams offensive line all game and finally gets the sack to end regulation. It was storybook stuff.
Yeah, and kind of back to Dan Gamble a little bit. I don't think he's fully gone. I think there's still going to be like a couple times, 4th and 4, he's still going to go for it. But when you have a guy in Jack Fox who's an absolute weapon. Who at any given moment could just pin the opposing offense with, in their inside their 5-yard line.
Yeah.
You have a guy like Jake Bates now.
Yep.
Who 2 for 2 yesterday.
2 for 2, and he knocked in an extra point. So,
and an improved defense.
Yes.
So Dan Gamble, I think, is still alive, but we're not going to see as much of it this year, which I don't hate that.
I don't hate that either because it's fun. That is who he is, so you're going to see it in situations for sure. But he doesn't have to do it now. He doesn't have to worry about putting out this awful secondary out there. He doesn't have to worry about needing every point because your defense is going to get shredded. The defense looked damn good. The secondary looked damn good. Even with arguably the best player in their secondary having a bad game. Brian Branch missed multiple tackles that would have set the defense up well. I don't expect that from Branch. He had the dropped interception. I expect him to make those plays down the line, but when you see guys like Carlton Davis stepping up huge, Kirby Joseph, obviously the interception, Terrion Arnold, yes, did he get beat by Cooper Kupp here and there? You're like, yeah, okay, but he was making tackles at the line of
Robertson.
scrimmage. Amik Robertson stepping up, making plays. That secondary is so much better than it was last year.
Yeah, and that's a tough matchup for him, too. I really like what I saw to Terrion Arnold. Obviously, he had the 2 pass interference calls, but one of them was soft.
One of them
Very
was
weak.
extremely
really
soft.
The one in the end zone was blatant and obvious,
Yeah.
but the one on the other corner of the end zone, that was really soft.
Yeah, but we saw why Carlton Davis might be one of, like, we'll see when the year goes on, but that might be one of those, like, David Montgomery pickups we had that kind of goes under the radar, but helps us win a lot of ball games.
Because you finally got a number 1 cornerback out there. You got a guy that you can put on Puka Nacua, and he'll follow him around. Next week, you got a guy you can put on Mike Evans and say, go follow him around. I was nervous. Obviously, there was a couple injury scares for the Lions.
Oh, my God.
Jameson Williams, that shut everybody down, but he's fine. He obviously came back in the game and came back with a vengeance. So you love that. Carlton Davis is also one that he fell, and he fell on his hands. So I think he just knocked the wind out of himself. But when he was down, I was like, dude, we got to go up against Mike Evans next week if we just have 2 rookies out there. But Carlton Davis, tackling, superb. Sticking to receivers and man coverage, superb. He was making all the plays. He almost won the game with that interception.
Yeah.
That would have set up Jake Bates. Nick, what are you going to say?
Yeah, that's where I'm excited about this secondary, honestly. Like, I'm not worried at all. I think Terrion Arnold showed a lot why he went in the first round. And, yeah, he did get cooked a couple times like we talked about last week. He was going to get cooked, but it's how he responded, and that's big to me. And Carlton Davis, why you traded a third-round pick to go get this guy, Brad clearly saw that he still has it. He's got a lot of gas in the tank still. And I'm excited. It was the first time in a long time I've actually seen good cornerback play. And obviously, Cooper Kupp's going to get his. He's the best route runner in the league, and he has that rapport with Stafford. So do not overreact about the secondary. Our defensive line was getting some pressure, and they were doing really quick, fast out routes.
Yeah.
So I'm not overreacting about anything, and I'm actually looking forward to our secondary.
Yeah, a play that comes to mind with me with Terrion is, I think it might have been a third down. He gave up like a 15-yard comeback route to Demarcus Robinson. Next play had a TFL.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's that bend don't break we see with Aaron Glenn, and that's a huge play by the rookie, especially after giving up a catch on third down. To next play, have a tackle for loss.
Yeah, and we got Byrne in the Woodward Sports chat. He says, I won't show up on the stat sheet, but those 2 crucial holding penalties that pushed the Rams back were because Hutch was such a monster. And that's true. It should have been a face mask. Yeah. Definitely should have been a face mask. But Hutchinson was beating the Rams' offensive line all day. We do got to go to break. And before I do want to say rest in peace to James Earl Jones. James Earl Jones died today. Actor, he's the voice of Mufasa, he's the voice of Darth Vader. Just a great actor. Seemed like a great man too. Obviously, I don't know him or anything, but R.I.P. to James Earl Jones. We're gonna go to break real fast. We'll be right back. But Nick, tell us about Feldman.
Feldman Chevrolet. Since 1996, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a fast, convenient, and first-class car buying experience called the Feldman Advantage. With 18 locations, there's a Feldman dealership in your backyard. Visit feldmanauto.com to find the location nearest you. And catch Woodward Sports Network live from Feldman Chevrolet of Novi every other Monday. Feldman Chevrolet, Detroit's #1 Chevy dealer.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and woodwardsports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go!
At Planet Fitness, you can get everything you need for just $1 down.
Try out Planet Fitness and dang, they got lots of equipment.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk. Hey, y'all better get on these free fitness training sessions from Planet Fitness.
Did y'all know that the PF app has workouts you can do at home?
Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
Join Planet Fitness today and get everything you need for just $1 down. $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Thursday, July 18th.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Woodward and Maine. Hey, Detroit, on game day, wake up with Woodward and Maine, your source for all the insider information on the defending NFC North champions, your Detroit Lions. With insights from Detroit sports media legend Terry Foster and rising star Matt Broder. Get ready, Detroit. Every Sunday, 8 to 9 a.m., Woodward and Maine, brought to you by Tangerine Space Machine, Taller, your local long drink, Sabbath Coffee, and Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. And after that, make sure you check out the New Holland Brewing Company Lions pregame show. Where is it? Second best in Detroit. It's a New Holland Brewing Company pregame show. Every game day, Neil Rule and Sean Belegian bring you the best Lions pregame show Sunday, 10 a.m. to noon on Woodward Sports, live at Second Best Bar in Detroit. The latest injury reports, fantasy sit and starts, and the inside scoop for your Detroit Lions. Join us every Sunday, home games live at Second Best Bar in Detroit, your official guide to Lions game day. Brought to you by Tangerine Space Machine, Taller, your local long drink, Sabbath Coffee, and Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey.
What up, though, everybody? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights live on Woodward Sports. We are obviously talking about the Detroit Lions starting the year 1-0
Yes, sir.
with a thrilling overtime victory on Sunday Night Football. There was an update per Tom Pelissero. So with Puka Nacua going to the IR for a PCL strain, the Rams coach Sean McVay, the soonest he can return is October 20th.
Wow.
So it looks like Puka is going to the IR. He's going to miss at least 4 weeks with a PCL strain.
That's tough. I mean, Cooper Kupp, I think he'll pick up the slack, kind of like we saw yesterday.
Yeah. 14 catches.
I think he had 20 targets or something like that. Yeah, I think he's going to pick up that slack. But you never want to see injuries happen. That sucks.
And I am going to lead that into our topic here. What caught you by surprise last night and what came as expected? For me, that came as expected. Because what happened was the Lions defense absolutely took Kyren Williams and the Rams running game out of the equation. They shut down everything at the point of attack. The defensive line was trying to get to Matt Stafford as quick as possible, but he's getting these 1-second dropbacks and just throwing quick outs. But he had to throw the ball 50 times because they could not run on the Lions' point of attack. That defensive line really swallowed up the run game. Pause.
Yeah, they did. And one guy, we're going to get to him a little bit later, but one guy I want to shout out is Marcus Davenport. That's kind of who I was surprised with really last night because we knew, he's going to make an impact if he stayed healthy. But that bull rush is as advertised.
Yes.
That bull rush is disgusting. Mm-hmm. And he was helping. Hutch was still getting chipped and everything. That's going to happen. Like, he's one of the better pass rushers in the league. But Davenport's going to help him a lot on that other side. And this all happened without DJ Reader.
Yeah.
Stopping the run, that all... DJ Reader's probably going to come back next week. Rashad White might have 20 rushing yards.
He very well could. He doesn't run the ball very well anyways. So that defensive line is just going to get an improvement next week, Nick.
Yeah, I think the biggest surprise to me was kind of St. Brown taking a back seat, and we won the game with St. Brown having that kind of game. Nobody in the world would have expected that. And one thing that was big that I did like, J-Mo, instead of just getting the deep targets down the field, he's getting them short and in space now. And I think that's the biggest thing yesterday that we got to see was J-Mo after the catch. He is so dynamic. So getting him in space early and getting him the ball, I think it was 5 catches if I'm not mistaken. That's what was big to me. And it just expands this offense to a whole nother horizon. Yeah. When Amon-Ra only has 2 catches, and that's what they're looking like.
That's for sure. It's awesome to see Jameson Williams step up and be that piece of this offense. You love it, and that is something we expected as well, something I expected. Look at that. Jameson Williams on pace for 2,000 all-purpose yards and 17 touchdowns on the season. So, easy.
By the number.
How you feeling?
up. We both ain't got a voice, but that's because we enjoyed ourselves.
Yep.
Because Detroit Lions cash in overtime victory. I kept saying it last night after the game. I was like, by the way, shout out to Crack Man. Shout out to Megan. Shout out to all those guys who were tailgate for having me out there. Crack Man for having me to the game. Absolute legend. Walking around town with that guy. People are thanking him for his services like he was in the war or something like that. But he just held it down. Been a legendary Detroit Lions fan that long, and to experience that game with him is amazing. But after the game, we kept telling those guys, man, like Monty, he's like, yo, I don't get paid to work overtime. I'm trying to get my ass home. I got kids to take care of, and he did that. He was a grown-ass man. And that final drive of overtime, we've all witnessed Matthew Stafford have multiple comeback games, multiple hero efforts. I think it's safe to say we were all kind of like, fuck, we don't want him to get the ball nervous, in that situation. Yeah. Thank God Monty didn't want that either. Took that ball and bowled his way down there. Ran it down their throat.
They couldn't stop him. They couldn't stop him. It was. I said it earlier. It was the perfect example of the Lions saying, we are bigger than you, we are better than you, here's what we're going to do, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. Because the entire stadium knew. Yeah. When they saw David Montgomery walk out there, they're like, oh, he's getting the ball.
Yeah.
He got the ball, he busted one off for 12 yards. They gave him the ball again, he busted another one off for 12 yards. So just keep feeding him. Yeah. You can't stop it. It was awesome.
Even the one that get them on the goal line. He carried like 12 people.
Dudes.
Yeah. Like, it's insane. Yeah, Dave Montgomery was on one in the second half of that game, and I caught him. I caught it during the offseason. He had an interview on NFL Network when they were here for our training camp. I was actually on my way to Allen Park. And he had said, I'm taking it personal. I took this year personal. He said in the presser last night, I'm looking to prove myself to myself. And somebody asked him to emphasize on that. He's like, it's a phrase for myself. I don't really need to break it down for you guys. That's just what I'm on this year. And I interpret that as the entire time. And I fully understand. The hype around Jahmyr Gibbs, deservedly so, by the way, but the hype around Jahmyr Gibbs is kind of like overshadowed Monty and what he's been. He's been a very good running back in the NFL. Like, those who don't know ball may look at the first couple of years, but without the context of what was going on there, he was always a dog. It was like some of the most broken tackles in the league. And he comes here to have an actual offensive line in front of him, and the best offensive line in front of him. And now you're getting to see the fruits of his labor. And I think we're continuing to see this all year. And I think this is the mentality this team wants. I think they set a precedent just on the season when you play the Detroit Lions. It's going to be a brutal physical game. And may I say, and we'll get to it, I'm sure, on both sides of the ball.
On both sides of the ball.
On both sides
We're
of the
going
ball.
to see some violence out there. Yeah.
First play of the game.
Oh, yeah.
Alex Anzalone.
Yeah.
Dropping my man down. Hey, head and shoulders. I'm not his agent, but you better get on that before that price goes up. I'm just saying.
I'll tell you what, Alex Anzalone was the best player on the Lions defense last night. He was flying 13 total tackles, 10 solo tackles, 3 tackles for loss. The guy was flying around making plays. I love to see that, and like you said, the running game, we saw it last year when they went into Green Bay. That was the David Montgomery game. They gave David Montgomery the ball like 30 times, and he ran for almost 200 yards. Like, if with this offensive line and a bruising back like David Montgomery, you have to put 11 in the box, or they are getting at least 5 yards of carry.
Yeah, and what I thought was going to happen especially after the first quarter, because we ran the ball a lot. I mean, I think 70% of the time in the first quarter, I thought we were going to go to the play action. Ben Johnson, a couple times we did, but we continued to run the ball with David Montgomery, and then we saw Gibbs a little bit in the second quarter. We say it all the time, that they just feed off each other so well. And shout out the offensive line also for the overtime, because, they played their best ball when it mattered, in overtime.
Absolutely, Don. Nick, what was it like? What was overtime like in there in Ford Field?
I didn't have a single doubt in my mind that they were going down and scoring a touchdown. Because this offensive line, like you just stated, Caleb, they beat the Rams down and just completely dominated. And that's why this team's success is going to be, they're going to be able to sustain all of the success because of that offensive line. When things get tough, when, you're not having your best game like yesterday, they didn't play their best. And they beat a team that went to the playoffs last year. And they did not play their best game at all. But you could rely on that offensive line at the end of the game to take over like they did, which I had so much faith in. And, Demont, when he gets in by that goal line, he's going to find a way to get in the end zone. Shout out Goff on a scramble, too, in the game. 7-yard. Easy. How excited were you after that one?
That one, that's what I wanted to see, man. That's why I talked about it a little bit last year. Like, now that he's been in this offense as long as he has, I guess, a control of it. I think he's aware of everything at every single time now, to where he can make that play. He knows where his guys are going to be. He knows the openings that he can. Can he risk making this throw or not? Is this guy going to be there? Can he trust that guy to make the catch? And last night he made that business decision. He said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do it myself," and he did it. And that's the shit you love to see. That's the shit that, like, Patrick Mahomes isn't the fastest quarterback. He's really, he's not. I get he gets scrambles, but it's because he's mindful of the situations around him. And I think Jared Goff, been in this offense for multiple years now, he's kind of got that mastered where he could, he's willing to make those risks. And I love it. I'm here for it, baby.
Yeah, that was, I said it on the live stream, that was the second best play I've seen Jared Goff make in a Lions uniform.
Oh.
The first one is that throw in Green Bay to Khalif Raymond a couple years ago when he went across his body and dropped like a 50-yard dime right in the bucket to Khalif Raymond. That 6-yard gain was the second best play I've seen Jared Goff. It was, he took off, he hit the corner on a linebacker and got the first down. I thought he was just gonna dive for it, but he said, "Nah, fuck it," and he went for the corner. It was a great play. That's what I love. That's what I need out of Jared Goff. I don't need you to be Lamar Jackson. I don't need you to be Cam Newton. If you got 5, take the 5. And he did, and he got the first down, and it was great.
It's showcasing an extra level of confidence, and that's what you want in your quarterback. And he's always had that even keel coolness to him. We talked about it before the season started, that California cool. I think helped a lot of these young guys grow. But like that lets you know, like, if you're a teammate of his, this guy's locked in the fucking game. He's ready to go. Now, a few plays broke down the second half. I'm not tripping. We won the game, and that's what matters. One thing that surprised me, fellas, I tell you, I almost hate to say it, but it's because I just didn't really know what to expect. And I get some people may have a different perspective of it, but like, Terrion, and I just say the defense in general. I know Puka left early, but like, they played, like, in my mind, great. I mean, not everybody, obviously, but like, bro, they were limited to only like those 5 to maybe 15-yard passes, and they had to get them like that. Because had Stafford sat back there any longer, Aiden Hudson and Marcus Davenport were eating him for fucking lunch. Shout out to Levon Zarique, by the way.
Yeah.
We've been telling you guys off season, and I know some of you didn't believe it, and again, it's not your fault. Some things you need to see with your own eyes. Split a double team, got a sack. Split it maybe a little bit with Marcus Davenport, but he was the one to make Stafford flip over onto the ground. And, yeah, man, the defense, to me, that's a little bit of a surprise for me. Had the expectation, but I had to see it to believe it, and I saw it. Our rookie, Terrion Arnold, as well.
Yeah, Terrion Arnold stepped up, made plays. The Lions' defense in general I loved the performance the defense put out there. I can't wait to get into that in depth. But first, we do got to go to break. Let me tell you guys about Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness, no matter where you are, it's Planet Fitness close by. More than 15 Metro Detroit and thousands more throughout the world. At Planet Fitness, you experience a squeaky clean gym, tons of equipment, a friendly, knowledgeable staff, and a totally judgment-free atmosphere. You get fitness training for no extra cost, and you get the use of all the perks and amenities like hydro massage, total body enhancement, and all that good stuff. For more information, join today or visit your local Planet Fitness at planetfitness.com.
Braylon Edwards here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around, who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola? Really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supply has everything that your pet can dream of, and guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out premierpetsupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody!
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Is your name Slappy313 and you're your parents' fault for getting divorced? Call KDK Law right here in Birmingham, Michigan. Kevin and Catherine will get you right. Scan the QR code above my head or dial 248-971-0476. It's Kevin and Catherine here at KDK Law. 10-plus years experience, 24/7 availability. If you tell them the Heavy sent you, they will pay your first-time filing fee.
Shout out.
Shout out. What up, though? Welcome back to World Heavyweights Live, WoodwardSports.com.
All right.
I'm your boy Easy, joined by Spinmo Rex,
What up, though?
Chris, Nicholas Koloff, Caleb the Explosive. We're getting into it, guys. I was just kind of talking about that defense last night, and I don't know what everyone's perspective of it, but I loved what I saw. They purposely were picking on Terrion Arnold. Last night, Cooper Kupp ran the most motions of any Sean McVay game in Everton.
Yeah.
Literally. I think 42 snaps. 12 of his touches came off motion. You know who was in man-to-man coverage in those situations the majority of the time? Terrion Arnold. They're trying to catch the rookie slipping. And get it, what do you have, 14 receptions?
Got him a couple times.
He caught the ball. However, they weren't for big gains.
Yeah.
They weren't for all touchdowns and like that. He kept them contained because that's all they could really do. In certain situations like that, that is also just the name of the game where, you're motioning guys and having them in certain situations where they have that advantage, and that's what it was. If Terrion Arnold were, and I hate to say this, but one of the guys from last year, Cam Sutton, those are probably going for more than first downs and maybe even, a few touchdowns there. That's just the difference between, last night and the playoff game in January. Puka Nacua, big gains, explosive plays. Not too many of those. I think Tyler Johnson had one.
Yes.
And I think it was because of a missed tackle.
It was a missed tackle. You like to see what happened. Is Terrion Arnold going to get beat by Cooper Kupp? Yeah, it's going to happen. Cooper Kupp's one of the best receivers in the NFL.
He has the best
He's
wide receiving season of any receiver in the history of the game.
Yeah. And I
Triple Crown.
We all knew that was going to happen. We knew Terrion Arnold wasn't going to hold Cooper Kupp to nothing. But it was how desperate that offense was for anything to work. They had to get the ball in Cooper Kupp's hands so much because, like I said earlier, the Lions defense took Kyren Williams out of the game.
Yeah.
Kyren Williams and that run game could do absolutely nothing to the Lions defense.
He's considered one of the best backs in the league.
Yes.
That's and we told you that. We talked about what you expected from this game, what was a surprise. That wasn't the surprise. When I saw the betting lines, him at 60, I'm taking the under. We did it in January, we're going to do it again. We got better on defense, if anything. I love this Detroit Lions defense, what's projected to be, because again, Terrion Arnold, Cooper Kupp, he was asked this question by Corey Woods, and he admitted, kid's a competitor, and I from afar, I can't wait to see him grow. To hear that from, again, the guy who has the only Triple Crown season in wide receiver, NFL wide receiver, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong on that. I don't know if anybody else got Triple Crown like that as a wide receiver in the NFL.
I'm not sure.
Touchdowns, receiving yards, and receptions. He's one of the best wide receivers of all time. He stapled in that season. That's your guy, Nick, for sure. But for him to have those comments about your rookie Terrion Arnold in his first game,
yeah,
in a primetime debut like that, come on.
And it's rookie, great job, great game. Strap up, you're going up against Mike Evans and Chris Godwin next week. Yep. So you better be ready to bring it and do it again. And I talked about how the secondary impressed me, even with Brian Branch having a poor game.
For sure.
Carlton Davis, dude.
Yes,
Carlton Davis looked so good, staying on receivers, stepping up and making tackles,
keeping runs
helping
inside.
in the run game, setting the edge on that. We haven't had a corner like Carlton Davis since Darius Slay that I feel confident in. That I say, we got Carlton Davis out there. I feel confident he's going to do his job. I haven't been able to say that about a Lions cornerback since Darius Slay.
No, man. It's you said it too. The play that stood out to me most was I was watching this morning. I didn't make it all the way through the game, just looked like 22 tape. But there was a tackle made, and I was like, oh, what linebacker was that? Because it was right on the inside of the defensive line, or right outside the defensive line. It was Terrion Arnold. I'm sorry, it was Carlton Davis III coming up and just making a clean tackle. Terrion Arnold also solid tackler at that position as well. I remember times where, just as a Detroit Lions fan, we couldn't tackle at all. It looked like a shit show. It looked like you could have put that clown music in the background of the defense, No, that ain't the case no more. And it's not. And bro, Brian Branch at safety. A lot of you guys, and I'm not trying to attack you. I'll just say a lot of people, not you guys. I don't attack anyone directly, but a lot of people out there were just bitching and moaning about that position change as if it was going to affect his play. Did you guys remember the play in the backfield where he smacked Kyren Williams, one of the better running backs in the National Football League, smacked him in the mouth and put him on his ass in the backfield? Like that guy too. He missed a couple of tackles on those little comebacks and whatnot. But listen, Brian Branch's safety position, I'm here for it.
He
Another
making
guy that's
plays.
only going to grow. I think the first thing Dan Campbell said, but Dan Campbell said the first thing BB said in the locker room was like, I'm not going to miss those tackles again.
Yeah.
And he had a couple opportunities for interceptions, maybe one that would have been a pick six, but that's still a pass breakup. I'm not complaining about that. I saw somebody put a stock down for Brian Branch last night. How? How could we have a stock down for Brian Branch? He made plays last night.
Yeah.
He may have dropped a few picks.
He dropped the pick.
But that's why he's playing
tackles.
defensive back,
Yeah.
not wide receiver, you know?
I wholeheartedly think that he is going to make those plays when the opportunity presents themselves. And guess what? Kirby Joseph, probably the single most important defensive play in the entire game.
Yeah.
Intercepting Matthew Stafford in the end zone, making me some money, making me look smart because, he's on pace for 17 interceptions this year. So
Yeah.
I love it. I love Kirby. I love seeing him. How much of a weight do you think is off his shoulders not having Cam Sutton in front of him anymore? Now he's got Carlton Davis and Terrion Arnold, and he could just sit back there, see ball, get ball, and that's what he does.
There was another play where it kind of like skid across the grass ended up being, but he could almost got there, snuck that one up too. Like, no, Kirby, you're right, absolutely right. The weight off your shoulders from Carlton Davis, for Cam Sutton being gone is tremendous. And we tried expressing that last year when people were, I don't even know, just kind of shitting on Kirby for whatever reason it may have been. But it's like, brother, you understand like what this guy has to be there to clean up for. And it was shitty. It was messy. And now he's kind of back there able to do what he's doing, the lone safety, and just be that ball hawk. Yeah. And I think that's what we're going to see this season.
It's great to see. I had one question for you guys. One thing that stood out to me for the Rams offense was their ability to rush to the outside via the end around. It seemed like they were getting first downs on it like every single time with Puka and Cup.
The end around?
Yeah, the end around. How do you stop that?
I don't think it's hard to stop because you just don't know when it's coming.
It works on a lot of offenses. We use it often.
Yeah, with J-Mo all the time.
Yeah, the 49ers use it often.
Saw Chiefs do
it in game one. Yeah, it's a hard play to stop because you get the whole offense going one way and send the other guy that way. And
we did it twice.
When you got Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua,
it's just those guys are going to get theirs.
They did it like once or twice, though, didn't they? Or?
I remember key situations they were doing it and getting first downs.
Yeah, I know in the fourth quarter they did it for sure. But regardless, the defense is inherently better. I mean, the fact that, like, Sean McVay, to have your own personal beliefs and whatnot, he is one of the best coaches in the NFL. Probably top 3, top 5 for goddamn sure. I wouldn't even blink at someone making that statement. For him to be so limited offensively, and in the beginning of the game, too, with those weapons like Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua, I understand that he left. It just speaks like this defense.
Sean McVay looked scared and confused and angry on the sideline.
I didn't get to see that
because he couldn't do anything. He was trying to make plays. The only thing that was working were 5-yard outs.
They were limited to that 50-yard bubble, and they had to put guys in motion to even get those off.
Because if they tried to make a deep route or a deep breaking route, a long post, something like that, Aiden Hutchinson would have ripped Matt Stafford's head off. He was back there. Davenport was back there. Ali McNeil was getting pressure. We talked about Levi, Mekhi Wingo. I love the defensive performance, man.
Shout out to Mekhi Wingo as well, but I know that was a statement that some people are looking at me crazy when I was saying it, but he's going to be a factor this year. You saw it, and I get that in the certain play that I posted. Again, I didn't get to watch all the 22 yet, but like him blitz, Jack Campbell blitz was Mekhi Wingo who was going to get to Stafford first and force that early throw. And Stafford, my God, dude, that guy, I know we hate him. Fuck John. But heck, he's good.
He's making plays.
He still almost made that throw.
Dude,
but
that one catch he had real quick at the very beginning of the game with the bad snap, that was crazy.
He snagged it down low. That was a great play.
That was insane.
Caleb, you want to say something?
Yeah, I was just going to – I mean, Stafford is pretty damn good.
He's a good quarterback.
I really hate to say it, but, I mean, they had to throw the ball 50 times. I mean, how many yards did Kyron Williams have yesterday? 40?
47 or something like that. Let me check.
And that's without DJ Reader, man. I mean, this is – we were just saying before. I mean, the Bucs are not going to be able to run the ball again. No. I mean, Baker Mayfield's going to have to throw the ball 50 times, and let's see how that goes.
Yeah. Let's see how that goes. Let's see. Oh, man.
Kyron Williams at 50 yards.
I know it was one game.
Average 2.8.
18 carries, was it?
I know it was one game, and it was an offense that was missing pieces. But that defense just felt so much more structurally sound, especially on the back end, man. These guys.
The tone was set early with that Anzalone tackle, man.
First play of the game, Alex Anzalone comes up, drops Kyron Williams for a loss. Oh, man, it was electric. It was electric.
Violent. I mean, this is outside of the 2013-2014, the first time in my life that this Detroit Lions defense has an identity.
Yes.
And I believe it'll carry throughout the season. I don't think this is like a one-off.
No, they're angry. Aaron Glenn has his pieces. We talked about it. He doesn't have the spoiled vegetable excuse anymore. He's making a salad with some fine ingredients, and that salad's going to be pretty good. So I love what I'm seeing so far. Top 10 defense. I'm standing on it.
Ever had a salad with the fresh Parmesan?
Yeah, table side made. They're making the dressing with anchovies and garlic and shit.
I don't like anchovies. Relax.
I've never had an anchovy just by itself. But
I'm not a weirdo, all right? I never had myself.
I just eat mushrooms out of the can. We do got to go to break. We'll be back. We're talking Lions. We're talking Lions. We're talking Lions. MSU 2-0, by the way. We might break that in a little bit because Michigan lost. But we're talking Lions.
Oh, did they?
We do got to go to break, though. We got to pay the bills. Let me tell you about Guardian Alarm. Guardian Alarm offers you customized solutions from real experts. Their professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. They also have 24/7 professional monitoring. You can call them anytime, day or night. No Guardian Alarm team member will stay on the phone as long as needed. And, of course, they have technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work, and people have been proven to care. So call them at 1-800.
Stay out.
That's 1-800.
Stay out.
And let them know Woodward Sports sent you.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists. Enjoy a precision haircut, hot lather neck shave, scalp and neck massage, and a hot towel treatment to top it off. Enter for your chance to win the $50,000 Perfect Bracket Challenge. With more than 25 Metro Detroit locations, there's always a Lady Jane's near you. Lady Jane's Haircut for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper. Tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Dispo is not only a local cannabis plug because they have 6 locations more across the great state of Michigan, but they also hook you up with the best deals, including this one. Scan the QR code to my right and bring it in any one of those Dispo locations. You get $10 off of any purchase, $25 or more. It's Dispo dispensary. You make sure you're 21 and older before you participate. A partipper deck.
Or have an axe scabbard.
I just realized we got new viewers who probably think they're having a seizure.
A partipper.
Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights, live on WoodwardSports.com. He's joined by Spindle Reaction, Chris, Nicholas Koloff, Caleb Explosive.
But no, you're good. I was too hyped in the first 2 segments. I didn't do it. All right, before we go back into the Lions, shout out to my brother Cole and his lovely wife, Margie. They got married over the weekend. It was a lot of fun. They're probably watching. They're up in Canada right now at Niagara Falls for a little tiny honeymoon before they go where they're going. So shout out to them. Thanks for letting me stand up there with you guys. It was awesome. It was a lot of fun.
Hell yeah, baby.
Rough weekend.
You know, it's a lot of fun.
I'm up like 7 hours of sleep right now.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too. Had a great time. Yeah, shout out to Crackman once more, man. Crackman, Mega, and Youthman's tailgate. Had a blast. There was a taco stand. I mean, it was legit. It was legit. TJ Lang came by there. Regardless, speaking of fun, how fun is it? Listen, this is what the situation was. All right, this is off top of the head. It might come off like the enchilada, the bake sale thing, but you ever you get your toy at Christmas, and but it needs batteries. So it's like the toy you wanted. And you're so excited to play with it, but you just don't have the batteries to play with it right away, and it sucks.
Yeah.
You want to see it, you know what it is, you know what you can do, but you don't have everything to make it go.
Like you need a D battery or something. Yeah. I don't have a D battery.
Yeah. That's what Jameson Williams has been for Lions fans for 2 years now. In year 3, I mean, we got glimpses of it, but now we have an expectation to see it all season. Now we know it's real. Jameson Williams went off last night. And I knew you spoke to a little bit. Averaged like 24 yards of reception.
Yeah.
I saw. I mean, 134 all-purpose yards.
134 total yards. Yeah.
Spinny, we kind of talked about before the show, and it was a little bit of a controversial statement with an all-pro wide receiver, but he looked like. I don't. This sounds crazy. He could be wide receiver 1 in this offense.
It's not just that he looked like the best wide receiver for the Detroit Lions last night. He looked like the best wide receiver in the game last night. Yeah. That's with Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua on the other side. Jameson Williams was doing what he wants when he wants. I do believe that Amon-Ra St. Brown's still going to be technically wide receiver 1 when it comes down to yardage totals and receptions at the end of the year. But this is what it's like Tupac. How do you want it? Like, you can do whatever you want in this offense. You can hit Jameson Williams over the top. You got you got Amon-Ra St. Brown and Sam Laporta underneath. And then that run game is unstoppable. So because I love Jameson Williams, man. And seeing how happy he was at the end of the game.
Bro, scored a touchdown and danced for 10 straight minutes. Yeah. He had like 7 different TikToks on him.
The work he put in the offseason, to see it just immediately benefit him and immediate success makes me so happy for the kid because he put in work.
Brother, there were
showing
2 names that the chat, and I'm not attacking people, not you guys, but people would give us little snapbacks at. It was Jameson Williams, so much so that I might hit up my guy Pete Bukowski and just give him a little box score up there on the bet we made because he had his guy. Christian Watson getting more all-purpose yards than our guy Jameson Williams. I can't wait to get his update on that one because your boy's in the lead.
You're definitely in the lead.
Your boy's in the lead, and they got Malik Willis, new rules guy, starting next week.
And Antoine Winfield out for the Bucs next week.
I did see that as well. But,
what?
Yeah,
wow.
ankle sprain or something like that.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in the Bucs coverage. But yeah, Jameson Williams, that's the guy we got feet. People snap at us. Where are you? That's all hype. It's all hype. Le'Veon's Enrique. I'll believe it when I see it. You got to see both guys show out last night.
Yeah, you believe it now? You believe it now? Is this real? Yeah. We saw it with Jameson Williams.
J-Mo could have had another replication of the touchdown he had in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Again, if Goff didn't throw a little
he was
bit short
wide
there.
open. Yeah. The guy was everywhere. He makes. I say it all the time when we bring up Jameson Williams. He's got the oh shit speed, where if you are equal with him, you say, oh, shit, because he's running past you. There's no way you're going to stay in front of him unless you turn around and start an all-out sprint. Yeah. And now with the crispness of his routes this year, with the connection he has formed with Jared Goff in the preseason and in this game, he's looking unstoppable. I know it's one game. And it's a bad Rams secondary. But Jameson Williams looked like the best player on the field last night.
I don't even know. I mean, obviously they're missing a guy, but I don't even know if I'm going to call it a bad Rams secondary because what happened with Amon-Ra? That was kind of crazy.
2 catches. If you tell me Amon-Ra St. Brown has 2 catches, I would be worried.
Was it his boy Lake that was covering him? I mean, who was on the coverage there? I don't know if they had somebody manning him all night or
I'm
what?
not sure.
You just
trippy.
did not hear his name. But when it comes to Jameson Williams, fellas, this is why I said it on Friday, that he was going to eclipse that 1,000-yard mark. I think the over-under was somewhere around 700, 800. But I think it's because he was better than the Garrett Wilsons and Chris Olave when that draft was coming out. And you actually got to see it, and it was game 1 already. So I'm super excited about J-Mo, and he just opens up everything for this offense. And, they're not going to be able to keep the safeties low. It's going to help out running the ball as well. So
I was saying Jameson Williams is going to get 1,000 yards before it was cool. This guy, this is what I expected out of him after seeing it in camp. And obviously he's not going to do this every game. But he said it himself. We got the video of J-Mo speaking after the game, right? Run that. This is Jameson Williams' mind frame right now, coming off the best game of his career by far.
Me personally, I expect to have a big game. I guess it's just big to the world just because it's my first one. But I plan to have a lot more, I don't plan on this being my best game of my career. I plan on this just being the starter, me being me.
Oh, you better get used to it. Remember the name and turn around and run when he's running up the sidelines because this man is the fastest player in the NFL, and he looks like he's emerging as an elite receiver.
We saw that guy, James White, who tried to tackle him.
He sent him back to Buffalo.
He was so fast, he couldn't even tackle. He's so fast, he couldn't get the penalty off, let alone cover the man. No, it's I think that is the next step, right? Is seeing the consistency, because I think we all knew that he could do these things. In fact, we saw him do these things sprinkled in throughout the season. We just never seen it on a consistent basis, and that's what we're asking for come next week. I mean, throughout the season. But there's no doubt in my mind we will see it. I mean, one of the things when we were getting the backlash and the Jameson Williams hype was just that, you know, people didn't believe it. But in camp, I'm telling you guys, running different routes. Last night, you got to see it for yourselves. Him shoving those guys off, and those physical corners like Carlton Davis, off of him to get into those deep fits. It truly can end up being something special, and I just hope that I hope we utilize it correctly.
You can't stop him when he's running out routes. The physicality of him now to get off a press receiver because of the size he put on. The crispness of his regular routes and his in and outs of breaks is improved in the offseason. But the biggest thing on top of all of that is his connection with his quarterback. And we have Jared Goff speaking about his new connection with James. It's my quarterback.
JMO? Yeah, it's awesome. That little double move we had kind of getting ready all week, and he smoked him on it and laid it out there for him, made a great catch, and a couple big plays from him all night. He did a great job.
And this is a guy who everybody was like, oh, Goff will never be able to get him the ball. Oh, they don't trust each other. Blah, blah, blah. You saw it happen at the end of the year last year. I always bring back that catch in the Denver game when he had a it might have been Surtain, I don't know who it was, all over him, and he plucked it out of the air. You know he had the nice catch in the back of the end zone against the 49ers. He got that confidence in Goff. He just said, we've been practicing this all year. And when that ball was in the air, and I saw J-Mo down there by himself, and Goff hit it, he put it right on him. J-Mo caught it, walked right in the end zone. Such a great feeling.
You got to find out who posted it, but they posted the next-gen stats of all J-Mo's routes. Kind of interesting, and I don't know if there's anything to take away from it because he's going to eat regardless, but they all kind of like flow to that left side of the field, and I wonder if so Goff can wind that bitch up and just slang.
Oh, for sure. Goff was making – he had a stretch where he was playing pretty rough last night, but he made some throws down the field to Jameson Williams and the other guys that I liked. That one he put on Laporta in the
fourth quarter?
Yeah, in the fourth quarter on the drive that tied it up, that was a great ball.
Yeah. Yeah, and they needed that one too. That was the thing about that throw in that moment. We needed that one.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a couple that he probably wished that he had back, and he's maybe accumulate some of it to rust. You know, those starters don't get to play. We were listening to a podcast with Herman Moore and Lomas Brown, and Lomas said, like specifically on Lions Nation United, he preferred playing those preseason games to shake that rust off a little bit. And I, as a fan, I still don't want my guys in there. But like, if week one's gotta look like that, it's cool. It's a long season. Yes. I'd rather them get their rest, but come out and shake it off that way.
We
still
played
got the W. That's all that matters.
We played Dan Campbell's victory speech to start the show, and that's what he said. He said, "You just beat them without having your best stuff."
Yeah,
that makes you feel good because that offense, that was not the full capabilities of this Lions offense. It just wasn't. It was David Montgomery and Jameson Williams doing whatever they want, and like the Rams not being able to stop those two guys. So think of when Amon-Ra St. Brown's clicking, when Sam Laporta's clicking, when Jahmyr Gibbs is clicking, how much better that will be. And speaking of which, we are going to talk about David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. But we're going to go to break right now. Bring it back. We'll talk about the Lions running backs and what's going on there. But first, let me tell you guys about Lady Jane's. Awesome is when a guy can be a guy and get an amazing haircut. That's Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Stop in, sit back, relax, and let one of Lady Jane's talented stylists make you look and feel great. You can get the scalp massage, the hot lather neck shave, or anything you need on top of a regular fantastic haircut from one of their talented stylists. Walk in anytime, 7 days a week. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome. And second best.
It's the best bar in Detroit without a doubt. You want to know where the best pregame Lions party will be? It's at Second Best, Detroit's very own. Located at 42 Watson Street for the ultimate fan experience. Enjoy some smooth Tullamore Dew Irish whiskey while catching the Woodward Sports pregame show. Only at Second Best Bar in Detroit. Come get some.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Premier Pet Supply is hands down Michigan's best pet store. Same prices and all the conveniences of the online and big box retailers, with one major difference. They're family and locally owned and operated for over 30 years. 60 brands of food and nutrition experts to help you. Same day local curbside home delivery. Premier Pet Supply. Give your pet the best. www.premierpetsupply.com.
What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodWardSports.com. I'm joined by Spinmo Rex, young Chris, Nicholas Koloff, a.k.a.
Let's
Microwave Nick. Somebody texted me yesterday. See, I just met Microwave Nick. Cool guy. Awesome being there. Shout out. Gave the whole government out there.
Shout out.
Shout out to Caleb the Explosive in the building as well. Smash that like button. Be a friend. Tell a friend. Share the stream. Spinny, I know you want to talk about the running backs, but I just because after this we kind of move on to the Bucks week, right?
Yeah.
I kind of just want to what did happen with Amon-Ra and Laporta last night? I guess from your perspective.
I think it was Sean McVay making sure that's not what's going to beat them. Making sure that middle of the field is going to be clogged. He probably watched a lot of tape from the Bears game. He probably watched a lot of tape from some of those other games where those guys weren't as effective. So he knows the bread and butter of the Lions offense last year was those middle routes with Laporta and with Amon-Ra St. Brown. Those are 2 of your best players. You get them open in the middle of the field. You give them the ball in space and let them create for you. So Sean McVay said, all right, our corners on the outside might not be great. Our defensive line might not be able to stop the run. But if there's one thing I'm going to do, it's going to make sure that they can't eat us alive in the middle of the field. So that's why Jameson Williams was so wide open all the time. Because they're committing so much to stopping Laporta and Amon-Ra St. Brown in the middle of the field.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. Obviously, I don't think St. Brown wasn't in the game plan. I think the first home game of the year, season opener, you're going to want to give him the ball 10 times, but it just wasn't in the cards. That's why this Lions offense is so good, because if it's not St. Brown's day, it's J-Mo's day. If it's not J-Mo's day, it's Laporta's day. If it's not Laporta's day, it's the run game. It's Gibbs and Monty. That's why I think, I as an opposing coach, they're a nightmare. This offense is an absolute nightmare to opposing coaches.
Yeah, because we saw it in reverse last year when they played Tampa Bay. And they put so much emphasis into stopping that, into doing that, into stopping that middle of the field the first time we played Tampa Bay. And then what happened? Jameson Williams touchdown over the top. They had to bring the safeties out of the box. Everything softened up. You started eating with Amon-Ra St. Brown. Sean McVay just said, no, we're not changing it. You can hit Jameson Williams, but we're not changing it. We're not going to overcommit. And they kept hitting Jameson Williams, and he kept beating the defense. So you love to see that.
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm going to get down in the film tonight, too, and definitely, I don't know. I just don't want them, I want that middle of the field to be open because that's when this offense tries. But nonetheless, you obviously have a way to victory even without what was considered, your actual 2 All-Pros on that offense side of the ball with Sam Laporta and Amon-Ra being somewhat limited or somewhat contained. You still had J-Mo out there. You obviously saw what Dave Montgomery did to in that game. I wonder if it's the recipe is out there, for this Detroit Lions offense.
Before the season started, the biggest question mark on this offense was that wide receiver 3 position. We all expected Jameson Williams to take a step this year, which he obviously has. now having that great rapport with Goff and that offseason to work that out. Are you guys concerned still with a wide receiver 3 kind of being Khalif Raymond, who was a no-show last night?
I don't really think he was so much more of a no-show than he is the third. He's like your 6th option. You know what I'm saying? You got Amon-Ra, you got Laporta, you got J-Mo now, you got Gibbs, and you got Montgomery. I don't know that he was a non-factor. He just, he's your 6th guy you're going to, and they went to him on that one end around. If I'm not mistaken, if he didn't get a first down, he was
overtime
right there. Yeah, it's so like I don't want to say he was a non-factor. I'm not really pressed over the wide receiver 3 stuff. I'm just the thing that's pressing me is kind of what I said. I'm going to break down the film or get into the film and see is this one guy that was shadowing him, because I know I heard it over the week that Amon-Ra this season was training with their cornerback Quentin Lake. They went to the same high school. They're good buddies and whatnot. And I wonder if maybe just training with him, he learned his tendencies. Also went to high school. You know what I'm saying? He's got the book on him. He knows him very well. So I don't know. That's I'm not gonna say concern, but just more so a question mark. Or is J-Mo wide receiver 1 going for?
Yeah, no, I mean, Jameson Williams has the ability, he has the skill set, he's got the size and the speed to be a wide receiver 1 in the NFL. Amon-Ra St. Brown has the ability to be a wide receiver 1 in the NFL. We saw him as a first-team All-Pro last year. So when you have this many weapons, it's like Caleb said, it's not, I'm not worried that it didn't work, or I'm not worried he didn't get eaten alive in the middle of the field. That's what they wanted to take away. So fine, take that away. Allocate your defense to that. We're going to beat you somewhere else, and that's what they did.
I know you want to talk about the running backs, and we can jump into that as well. I'll put it this way. I guess I'll put a cap on that stuff, unless you guys got anything else to say on the Amon-Ra and Laporta stuff. I'm going to wait till next week before I start, I guess, being concerned about any of that. Because I just feel like schematically J-Mo up top or going deep, and then Amon-Ra coming underneath and still being the playmaker he is. Even that one short pass he did get, he hit my man a little bit of a stiff, or I'm going to get off of me, man. Yeah. He's still a playmaker once he gets that ball in his hands. I mean, this is the guy that led the entire league last year in yards after the catch. Chris, I know you want to get something, though, before we move to running backs.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see how you could ever jump to, not ever, I should say, but I don't see how you can, after that game, jump to any conclusion other than this was just the Lions taking what was given, and the Rams did a good job of, of targeting Amon-Ra and Laporta as their game plan. This is, this offense is so good that you have to pick and choose the way you're going to live and die. And I think they pick and chose J-Mo. I thought J-Mo played excellent. But at the same time, I thought that was also a product of just what the Rams were willing to give up in order to try to beat the Lions. So I don't see how you can have Amon-Ra and Sam Laporta flirt with being the best in their positions last year and have any concern going into another week. I think, if anything, this was a great confidence booster for the whole locker room, for that whole offense, knowing that, hey, 2 of our top 3 options in the passing game, they didn't really show up that well, and ultimately we still won. Yeah. So I don't think there's any real negative to take away from it, to be honest with you.
Because the true heart and soul of this offense, the true thing that gets this offense going, is the run game and the offensive line. And that is there, it was there, and it will continue to be there. You have the best offensive line in football. You have an amazing tandem of running backs. That will be there every week. I don't care who it is. So that's the thing for me, is the passing game is predicated on what the defense is going to give you. If they're going to take away something, then you go to the other thing that they're leaving open. But the running game and the offensive line being dominant will always be there, and we saw it in overtime.
Yeah, the other part of it too, I guess, and I will give some credit here. The defensive line for the Rams actually shut out a few times. Like, even the rookie that, you talked about earlier in the show, what surprised you and what you expected. What I didn't expect was for Jared Verse to get a sack on Taylor Decker the way he did in that second half on a 3-man rush. The other sack also came out of 4-man rush. Like, these weren't blitzes. It was Kevin Zeitler and it was Taylor Decker. Those are the 2 older pieces of your offensive line. I'm not freaking out about it, but and Zeitler kind of missed a lot of camp too with that little bit of injury that he had, the stinger in his shoulder, I think it was. Maybe that's a little bit of time that he needs a gel, I mean, that was looked like, what the hell's the word I'm thinking about when they cross over?
A rub route?
No, I'm talking for the defensive lineman.
Oh, stunt.
Stunt, thank you. Yeah, that one young got him on a stunt. That was Zeitler's. And then obviously Taylor Decker got by Jared Verse.
Yeah, the Zeitler and Sewell one that's Having a guy next to you that you haven't played with, that you didn't practice with because of the injury. He wasn't at camp. Penei Sewell and Kevin Zeitler, that was some of their first snaps playing together on the offensive line. So once they get the communication down a little bit, and I'm not worried about that. But, Jared Verse he was making plays.
Kid's going to be good. Did Fisk start?
I don't think he started.
I don't believe so either.
Yeah, I don't think he started. I don't
Which I
remember
guess
seeing
makes
him
sense.
out there.
Those young guys they had last year, they did okay.
You guys asked me who I'm worried about for Defensive Rookie of the Year, competing with Arnold. I think it's Verse. Yeah. He looks really good.
I know. I was tailgating all day with Crack, man. What did Latu do? Did he do anything for? Because I know in preseason he was tearing it up. Did Latu do anything for the Colts?
Not sure.
Yeah, I know you sound like you were tailgating pretty hard too.
You know I was. Come on. We throw on the best tailgate in Detroit. Hit me up,
baby. Yo, did you guys see the Anthony Richardson pass?
Oh my God,
dude! That's not human.
Goosebumps.
That's not human.
Insane. It was absolutely insane.
That was.
He was falling with two people in his face, and he just launched it 60 yards down the back
foot.
Yeah, right in the bucket.
It was a 62-yard or 63-yard completion, but he was like 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage when he threw it. So it was like 70 yards. Just if he meant to do that, by the way, I mean obviously you meant to do it in some form or fashion, but if he could do that consistently, those numbers, the rest of the game would have looked like that. He was like 9 of 19.
Yeah, I mean he's like Josh Allen when he first got in the league. He's got some things to work on, but the arm talent is absolutely insane.
I said yesterday on the way home, he's like Neil's boy Malik Willis, but just on steroids. He could actually play.
Yeah, we do got to go to break though. Tell us about Randy Wise.
I'll tell you about the Randy Wise Automotive Team Celebrity Golf Tour, because how would you like to be the completion of our foursome? Pause. Whether it be Calvin Johnson, whether it be Darren McCarty, whether it be Braylon Edwards. It's the Randy Wise Automotive Team Celebrity Golf Tour. You can complete that foursome by scanning the QR code above my head or visiting woodwardsports.com. It's the Randy Wise Automotive Team Celebrity Golf Tour. And next time you guys are looking for a car, there's only one place to go. Make the wise decision and go to Randy Wise.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
At Planet Fitness, you can get everything you need for just $1 down.
Try out Planet Fitness and dang, they got lots of equipment.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
Hey, y'all better get on these free fitness training sessions from Planet Fitness.
Did y'all know that the PF app has workouts you can do at home?
Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
Join Planet Fitness today and get everything you need for just $1 down. $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Thursday, July 18th.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Main, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and woodwardsports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza has a new limited time offer just in time for football season. Soroki's is debuting their fresh signature flavored wings. Grab your friends, order a New York style pizza, add fresh wings for the games this weekend. Try one of their 7 different flavors. You can find them at Sorokis.com.
What up, and welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm joined by Spimo Rex,
what up, dog?
Chris, Nicholas Koloff, a.k.a. Microwave Nick, Caleb the Explosive, Caleb the Colorblind. Call him whatever you want. He's a winner in that Detroit Lions shirt, baby. Want to know?
Yes,
That's
sir.
how you want to
Yes,
start
sir.
the season,
Yes,
baby.
sir.
Also want to know, since we're on the subject, all 3 of my fantasy leagues, your boys catching dubs, and Zamir White still sucks, Benny.
Yeah, bad game for Zamir White for sure.
Definitely bad game.
I think everybody.
I drafted him too.
Probably a few of those.
I think everybody was right. I think my team sucks.
Really?
I think I scored
I didn't
maybe
check.
90 points.
Really?
Yeah, not great.
Well, did you got Puka though?
No.
Which one do you guys have Puka?
I got Cooper Kupp.
Oh,
You know I did.
Nice.
But, fellas, about
And
this
you
game,
had Saquon, didn't you?
I got a stack squad.
All right,
Let's be honest. Yeah, nobody wants to hear about my fantasy team. But this game last night, winning in overtime, in a game where you did not play your best, I think is so impressive. And I think at the end of the season, we're going to look back at that game, and it's going to be a reason why the Detroit Lions have the number 1 seed by maybe a game.
I mean, you look at it and you need to beat all teams on your schedule, obviously, first of all, but teams against NFC opponents is extremely important when you're looking to try to get the number 1 overall seed in the NFC, because we know how important it is for the Lions to have home field advantage through the playoffs, to play in the friendly confines of Ford Field and have that crowd just going absolutely apeshit like it was yesterday. So wins like these are so important when it comes down to the totality of the season.
Yeah.
You got to keep stacking them, especially against NFC contenders.
This one can matter down the line. I got to be honest. I hear a lot of people calling these Rams contenders, and I don't. I initially didn't hate it, have them going into the season healthy, but like with the amount of injuries they're getting piled up right now, are they going to survive the season to make it into playoffs? I mean, Sean McVay's that guy like that, but we'll see. Real quick, Caleb, too. Shaquille O'Neal, where's the Davenport love, Speakeasy Sports? My bad, brother. I do want to give Davenport some love. He was with Levi Onwuzurike in that backfield. They met up for a sack party at Matthew Stafford's
He was
house.
everywhere.
Yeah, he was. Listen, I was there. I think, again, I didn't watch it back yet on TV. But Davenport, I felt like, was in the backfield every single time. Every single time I was like, oh, is somebody hurt right there? I saw someone getting up. I was like, oh, it's Davenport. No, he was just getting up because he was in the backfield trying to make a play every single time. Yeah, I think everyone who made the statements that this defense could be top 10, you guys have been somewhat validated.
It felt good when you're going up against a guy like Sean McVay, who's one of the best play callers, one of the best offensive minds in the NFL.
Yeah.
You got Matt Stafford, who was showing why he is still thought of as an elite quarterback. Obviously, Puka left the game early, but still a lot of weapons on that Rams team, and the defense stepped up.
Talk it out. My boy Spinny sound like RFK right now.
Hey, dude. It was a long weekend.
That was accurate.
Long weekend.
Yeah, I don't know how I said my voice from last night. You actually, if you're at the game, you want to know the tip? You got to just do the because instead of screaming.
No. You got it. No.
I was making way more noise doing the O's. But obviously they were loud. Pause for any O jokes coming.
Dude, when they do the lights and give out the bracelets, dude, how did it come across on TV? I haven't been able to rewatch it. Was it insane?
I'm not gonna lie, so I wasn't there for the first one against the Rams. That was there last night, obviously, bro. And I'm not like a diehard Lions fan. Like I could have cried. It was just like the Calvin hype video from the Sunday Night Football too.
Did they give Stafford a tribute?
No, fuck no. And he got booed. Did anybody wonder what happened? No, he got booed.
He got booed.
I caught that beginning part of the broadcast where they're like, "Oh, mixed reviews." No, it was booed. Nick, you could.
I could not hear anybody rooting for the guy. He was getting booed extremely loud. It's such a hostile environment because you give Lions fans that much extra time to pregame and get pretty turned up.
Nice lubricated.
Yeah, nice and rowdy. Like it felt so good to be back in there since that game against the Bucs. Because we defended our den in the playoffs, and to be back, it's like a true home field advantage where you actually are getting like a lot of momentum from these fans.
Yeah.
And they deserve all the credit in the world, honestly.
You know what's crazy?
Detroit fans are the best.
We are the best, by far. We love it more. We're just more passionate. We're just more about it. I don't know if it's because we haven't really gotten it from our team and forever, but I think it's in every sport. But real quick, did you realize how quiet it got that first drive of offense? It was crazy.
Dude, you could hear
for how raucous we were. Yeah, that was nuts. But we kept it going. Every time Stafford went to go call an audible, I'm yelling, "Get louder!" It was a good time.
It was awesome. You saw delay a game, a false start.
Yeah, we got 2 of them, right?
Had to burn a couple timeouts so they didn't get delay games. It's a 12-man in Ford Field. It really is. We heard Sean McVay say it in the preseason that playoff game, that was the loudest environment he's ever been in. He said it was louder than the Superdome in the NFC Championship game. So it's just amazing. I love it that the fans were getting what we wanted. We're getting what we asked for from this program for our entire lives, and they are showing out for the team. And the guys love it. The guys feed off of it. You hear them all say how awesome it is, how amazing it is. It's going to be a special year, man.
Speaking of showing out, we got some time here. Those running backs, Did it come into the clip that you like to see, or at times we saw it last year with like those big chunk gains, but they kept it consistent, especially in the back half of that game. David Montgomery, more specifically, just pounding the rock, and people use that as an expression. I mean it literally. David Montgomery was pounding these defenders when they went to attempt the tackles. The other thing too he got to do is, like, bro, he could shake off at the end of these tackles too. Had he bump into you, shake off the next guy, power through the next tackle. David Montgomery, he was on some Marshawn Lynch level play in that overtime. And like I said, man, he said, I got kids. I don't get paid for overtime. I get home.
Yeah.
Gotta get home. He took it home.
It was my brother texted me. He was like, David Montgomery looked like prime Marshawn Lynch in that overtime. And he really did. And this guy is a bully, man. He
5 yards a carry last night.
He is a bulldozer. And when you have that behind the best offensive line in football, like, go watch the game-winning touchdown by David Montgomery. Frank Ragnow takes Kobe Turner and puts him in the dirt.
Yeah.
Drives him through the end zone. Penei Sewell is 4 yards into the end zone with I think it's Byron Young. Like, this offensive line is mean. They are aggressive. They are highly skilled, and they are a weapon that can be unleashed and enforce their will upon anyone. And we saw it in overtime. They went out there. They said, we're better than you. We're going to run the ball, and we're going to win the game, and there's nothing you can do to stop it.
Yeah, I was listening to Monty in his post-game presser, and he kind of just alluded to the fact of, like, he felt fresh because of the split with Jameer.
Yes.
Like, Jameer being able to take a couple series, it helped him keep fresh for that moment. I mean, that was the overtime portion of the game, and I don't necessarily subscribe to it, but I also didn't watch on TV to see, like, the sideline shots. People were saying that Rams defense was tired. They were coming off an offensive break, plus a commercial break and everything. Like, I don't think they were tired. I think we just truly took them behind the shed and beat the shit out of them the way we expected this offense to be. If there's anything coming from last night as a critique, I would just like to see more of that.
Doesn't matter if you have one ass cheek and three
I might be
toes. I
picky
will beat
there,
your
I
ass.
mean spoiled there, but like I feel like we can do that pretty consistently. I think you want to set the tone for the game in your offense. A guy like Penei Sewell, let him get into a groove by just smashing guys into the earth. You know, reminding them that they're human, and he's not. You know, I just want to see more of that, I guess.
I can't wait to see, because you got to shake off the rust as the players and as the coaches a little bit.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see Ben Johnson open up that run scheme in week 2.
Nice and lubricated.
Get Penei Sewell lead blocking.
Up.
Get lead blocking Penei Sewell.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we see Giovanni Manu get in there and lead block for some of these for some of these running backs out in the open field. I just love it, man. We saw Jason Kelsey. I don't know if you saw it, but Jason Kelsey was tweeting last night watching this. He was like, this has me so fired up. How am I supposed to go to sleep right now? Because he just saw the Lions' offensive line absolutely manhandle the Rams to win the game in overtime.
I just read a funny text. Yeah. Shout out to Hefe listening.
Shout out to LFA, man.
Jahmyr Gibbs, any disappointments or just solid job of the defense there? Because he didn't really break out. Monty had the longest run of the game with 21. Jahmyr's was 8 yards.
I'm not too worried about it. Jahmyr was
shaking off the rust.
Yeah, shaking off the rust. And again, you're not going to have it every game, you know. And in this game, David Montgomery had it, and they're going to ride that. So you got a true twin-headed backfield.
Yeah, and to be honest too, like, you know, I don't. Obviously, people aren't trying to have this conversation, but like, we don't need JG to be one of those elite guys when you have this type of running game. You know what I'm saying? Like last night, as we said too, our All-Pro guys, they were getting locked down for whatever reason it may be. We still have this run game to carry us, and JG part of that run game last night too, that little 7-yard scamper as well. But yeah, this offense is truly complete with every piece you would want, every piece any coach wants, and you go to that defense starting to come to form as well.
They got they overcame some inconsistencies. That's the sign of a true contender in the NFL.
Yeah.
They overcame adversity. They had the bad interception. And Jared Goff made a couple bad throws, bad decisions.
On TV, did they give you the other angle? That didn't look like an interception. Like,
it was.
Did he hold on to it?
Did not look like one.
His hand was under it.
It was under.
His hand was under. It would have been like stands.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't enough conclusive evidence, but his hand looked like it was under it. But he did, like, the ground helped him secure the catch for sure. But I don't think it even touched the ground. I don't know. It was really weird. But the Lions overcame that interception.
Yeah.
They overcame a couple 3-and-outs because of the defense stepping up, because of Jameson Williams stepping up. And those two things are what was our kryptonite last year, was the deep shots down the field and the defense. And those are the two reasons we won the game. So that gives me a lot of confidence.
Yeah, the other one, I thought it was intercepted at first. I put my head down immediately where he went deep to J-Mo, and it went right into the hands of that guy. What were they saying? Was that a miscommunication or just a bad throw?
I don't know. I think it was just that was like are you talking about the one where it was in between the two defenders and Bryant dropped it?
Yeah.
That was like that was like a C game from Goff. Like his touch wasn't there. I think any other game he hits that throw to J-Mo because he was there. It was just a touch throw and it wasn't the great play by the DB, but that was, I don't know. That one scared me a little bit.
Dude, it was the offense sputtered like the
offense
second
did not
half
look
for
good.
sure, bro.
Did not look great.
I mean, I will give credit where credit's due, and I know AG says like he poo-poos on adjustments and whatnot, but it really felt like that Rams team made adjustments both offensively.
Oh, yeah.
They only had 3 points in that first half.
Yeah.
So I mean, something like an offense or adjustment was definitely made in terms of like I think they cranked up the motions. They definitely targeted Arnold a little bit more. And then on the defense, I mean, I couldn't tell you what happened. I don't even think the defense adjustment was made. It could have just been our guys really weren't stepping up to the plate.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
No,
But
they looked bad. The Lions looked bad coming out of the first half for sure. As the Dave Campbell said, you got the win. That's what matters. You did it without your A game, and that gives you confidence going forward.
Amen, brother. Listen, did you see Baker went 24-30 yesterday? Like 4 touchdowns.
Tore up
Against the Commanders.
Commanders.
Yeah. I gotta watch that.
Against one of the worst. Like Derek Carr looked like an MVP candidate too, but that's because he was playing the Panthers.
Dude, yeah, Caleb. Do you want to take this moment to apologize to the listeners for hyping up Bryce Young Friday?
Yeah, no,
That's true.
Yeah, no. When you guys were saying like, yeah, he's too short.
He's way too short.
Oh, that team is so bad. That team is.
They could win. They could lose 17 games this year. Like
no, that's very seriously possible.
Derek Brown might be out for the year too.
And that's one of the things I said. I think I said they're going to be very improved this year. No, they're not. I take that back. They're going to go 0-17.
They very well could. I would not be surprised, honestly. We do got to go to break.
All right, let's pay some bills, guys. You need to insure your life. You insure your kids, insure your home, insure your car. I don't know if you insure your kids. That actually sounded kind of crazy. But the best insurance in the game is with my guy, Mark, over at Swiss Insurance. Give him a call directly, 313-530-1698. Or you can drop him an email. Give him your take on the Detroit Lions. I'm always getting his money's worth here at Woodward Sports. It's Mark at SwissINS.com. Again, that's 313-530-1698 for the number, and Mark at SwissINS.com for the email. Check.
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists. Enjoy a precision haircut, hot lather neck shave, scalp and neck massage, and a hot towel treatment to top it off. Enter for your chance to win the $50,000 Perfect Bracket Challenge. With more than 25 Metro Detroit locations, there's always a Lady Jane's near you. Lady Jane's Haircut for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Planet Fitness, you can get everything you need for just $1 down.
Try out Planet Fitness and dang, they got lots of equipment.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
Hey, y'all better get on these free fitness training sessions from Planet Fitness.
Did y'all know that the PF app has workouts you can do at home? Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
Join Planet Fitness today and get everything you need for just $1 down. $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Thursday, July 18th.
Join the best youth football league in Metro Detroit. The Boys and Girls Club of Southeastern Michigan's 3C Sports League offers youth ages 5 to 14 with 6 exciting teams to choose from in the locations of Detroit, Belleville, Highland Park, and East Point. All coaches are trained, certified, and undergo background checks. You can register for football or cheer at bgcsm.org. Equipment, meals, and transportation are all included with the chance to play at Ford Field where the Lions play. The championship game at Ford Field where the Lions will be playing. Again, just $175 per child. Put the youth back in youth sports with BGCSM 3C Sports.
It's live@sports.com. I'm joined by Spinmo Rex, young Chris, Nicholas Koloff, a.k.a. Microwave Nick.
Let's go.
We got Caleb the Explosive in the building, and now it's time for our rookie report card. And after that, speaking of schools, the next segment, Nick, I'm just saying, we're going to be on that ass. You better prepare yourself for that one.
Do we have to?
Fresh pie coming in this week at some point.
The vibes have been extremely high today. Do we want to go down that path?
Maybe. Because honestly, Speech probably got some high vibes for his school. So they miss you.
I bet on his school. Money line.
And Child is extremely fun to watch.
Yeah,
definitely some stuff to work on there, but definitely entertaining. He's got some something, huh?
How about those weapons?
How about those weapons?
Nick Marsh, 8 receptions, 198 yards, and a touchdown.
I'm a credit Aiden Childs for every single one.
18-year-old freshman.
That was a kid that didn't play. That was the one
they didn't play him much.
Was bitching about, yeah.
And everybody said he should play him, and he went out there and he proved why he's already one of the best receivers in the Big Ten.
But staying with the Detroit Lions. The rookie report card, Spinny. What grade do you give Terrion Arnold for his performance last night?
I give Terrion Arnold a B.
Are you singing a song right
just
now?
B, flat B. I didn't know whether to go B- or B+, so I'll just go flat B. He, like we said, we expected him to get beat. It's fucking Cooper Kupp. He is the best route runner in the NFL. He's going to have fun with rookies out there. Like, no Drake. He's going to have fun with the young guys. So you expect him to get beat a couple times, that he did. But he also stepped up, was consistently making tackles in the open field, was setting the edge well, and was staying with guys across the middle. Terrion Arnold, I thought, had a great game. I'll go flat B.
Let's shoot off some bail. I'm rewatching that play that could have been picked off. It actually kind of was a silly throw to try to make, but yeah, it was between the safety and the cornerback on that one. Terrion Arnold, yeah, I'm gonna go B. B-. I mean, I'm not mad at anybody that has a B- at all, but I don't think anybody can give them any types of D's or anything like that. Like, it was the type of offense that was being ran last night. You got to look at who that play caller was, Sean McVay, and what he has been to the game. He's one of the best.
Yeah.
Youngest guy to win a Super Bowl. Youngest guy to be to a Super Bowl before then, and only lost to the guy who's arguably the best of all time in Bill Belichick. So get that out the way. And then also Matthew Stafford. Yeah, I don't know if he was this version of him. I mean, he can make every single throw.
He can.
He's been in the game 13 plus years. He's seen every type of coverage style defense. Like, we limited that in fashion. Like, yeah, short passes were made, but that's all that could be made. We didn't really get tested deep. Terrion, maybe a couple flags you want to knock him for. Was that one in the end zone? Am I being a fanboy? Kind of questionable. I mean, I feel like that's like fair play. It wasn't even like a catchable ball.
The first one was definitely questionable. That was soft. That was a soft. The second one was obvious pass interference. Like, he was holding his arm. But the first one, he like grabbed his shoulder when the route first started, but then he let it go. Like, he wasn't holding on to him or anything. That was just a soft call.
I'm with you. I agree. I was making sure I wasn't being a biased fanboy with that one. Nick, speaking of biased fanboys, I'm playing. What's your grade for your defensive rookie of the year, Terrion Arnold?
Yeah, I'm going to go with B+. I thought it was actually better than expected. I thought it was a bad call on that biased fanboy. Yeah, I think he had a really good game when it came to, kind of closing the gap and actually making really good tackles. I thought when they did get the ball, he played 97% of snaps, so he was out there a lot. And, I think Stafford threw for the ball 50 times. So, yeah, I give him a B+. I got a lot of high hopes for Terrion Arnold. Specifically, it was kind of blind going into this year, but because Brad Holmes drafted him after stating he was a cornerback snob and he went up to go get his guy. I think Terrion Arnold's going to be a great Detroit Lion on the edge for years to come on the outside.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the B- here. I was happy with the way Terrion Arnold played. We didn't hear his name much really in the first quarter when Puka was in the game even. But he got tested a little bit in the second half and had those 2 pass interference calls. First one, like they said, soft as baby shit. But yeah, I liked what I saw, and I think he's gonna obviously improve. As the season goes on.
Limited but still active.
Yeah.
And this Rakestraw, Terrion, to go out briefly. You want to grade real quick, Chris? Or you good?
Yeah, for sure. I had a B- as well because, we talked about it. We talked about it earlier at the beginning of the show. This is a Sean McVay record for Cooper Kupp motions.
Yeah.
That's what he was going against. I thought he did well. I don't want to... Although I have a very high view of him long term, I have to put it in the prism of this game and just this game. And I think B- relative to the context of it, this being his first game, and Cooper Kupp being the opponent that he had to face in the Sean McVay offense. I think that's a totally fair grade. I think a C would be a little too harsh. It'd feel too low because it was an average performance, but given the standards, I feel like you got to curve the grade a little bit.
Here's the number on it, too. I'm reading it right off the Next Gen. Cooper Kupp had 42 snaps and 12 touches in motion in Week 1, the most by any player in a game over the last 7 seasons. Kupp was in motion at the snap on 30 plays, 6 more than any other player in the game over that time span. Kupp has traveled last night, 436 yards in pre-snap motion.
Damn.
The second most by any player since 2018, trailing only his own mark, 446 in Week 14 of 2023 last year.
Yeah, they're trying to get him open, man. Trying to move him around, get him a running start, get him as much room as he can. So Stafford can get
436 yards of pre-snap motion.
You know why they had to do that?
Because he's nice like that.
Because our defensive backs were glued to their receivers off the snap. So if Stafford had to wait for them to get open,
he's getting sacked.
He was getting sacked.
Yes.
So you put him out there and get him open and already running to start, so you can throw him the ball in 1 second.
And it's Rakestraw, incomplete, but if I had to, the brief time I saw him out there, and I'm going to have to rewatch the game, see how many snaps he actually played.
A?
Yeah. Why? No.
I think the biggest play he made was ruining Jack Fox's best punt of the night.
Special teams?
Yeah.
What'd he do?
Jack Fox put it at the 2-yard line.
The ball was sitting at the 2-yard line, and he dove into
it.
Yeah.
Well,
that was Rakestraw?
Yeah.
I didn't even see.
Did he even play any defensive snaps?
Yeah, he came in when Carlton got knocked out.
When Carlton went out and when Terrion out, he came in.
Yeah, I think he was only in for 1 play, right?
I think
Carlton went back in.
Yeah, Carlton went right back in.
We came in for Terrion, too. Remember Terrion went out for a minute?
Yeah.
All right, moving on, because that was briefly. And I didn't know that. I know that was him on the punt return. Vaki, I don't think he got any snaps.
He got it. He played a snap at fullback.
I thought I saw him at fullback.
He played a snap at fullback.
All right, no one confirmed or not. I thought I saw him at fullback.
Yeah, he did for sure.
All right, moving on to a guy. Another guy that I was giving crap for hyping up. Because I tweeted it today. I was like, sometimes Lions picks are head scratchers. Historically, they are.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of head scratch this year because of this regime. Because you're like, how did this guy fall?
Yes.
To the Detroit Lions in round 6, Mekhi Wingo. Still getting his pressures in. I remember we asked during the season, is he actually going to get reps? I said, yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to get reps. He's going to get maybe even a few sacks. You got to saw it last night, Spinny. That quick get off. He's getting there.
Yeah, he got there, and it was an all-out blitz that he got there. He had a wide-open lane, and he forced a bad throw out of Stafford because he was so fast off the ball, getting right in his face. Nobody touched him. He was just right off the ball, right into Stafford's mouth, and he forced a bad throw. You like to see that.
Yeah, I'm going to B+ to A there on Mekhi Wingo.
Yeah, again, I can't think of more than a handful of snaps that I saw him play, but that one stood out, and it forced a bad throw on what would have been an open target to, I think, Demarcus Robinson.
Yeah, he played 6 snaps. 4 of them were pass rush snaps. The 2 were run defense ones. And his QB pressure rate as of now is 25%.
Did you see Hutchinson's QB pressure rate?
At 14%?
47%.
What?
Or that was his pass rush win rate.
Yeah, look at this. This is insane.
Yeah. He had a 47.8% pass rush win rate, which is the highest in a game since 2020.
Was this PFF?
So, almost half the time that he rushed the passer, he won.
Yeah.
And if Stafford wasn't getting the ball out in a second and a half.
That's why that offense was running that way, man.
Yes.
I mean, next week, I know we got a week to talk about it, but like that was the weakness of the Buccaneers was that offensive line. That's why they went and got Will Barton, talking to some of the guys we know from over there. That's what they wanted to address, and maybe finally get to see someone who's stupid enough to stand back there for longer than 2 seconds. No offense to Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield might die next week.
Because like Puka Nacua, I don't need to play the whole game, but like those wide receivers, the Rams, they're quicker, like shiftier.
They got old Mike Evans, Gray Bush Mike Evans out there trying to run those deep breaking routes.
Exactly. Godwin's the only one that's probably gonna be quick off the line.
Baker might get decapitated next week, like straight up. I'm excited to see it.
Could be a good game though.
It's gonna be a great game. It's gonna be a great game.
This guy's not a rookie, but he's kind of playing like one because he got back from injury, and the hype for Levi Onwuzurike in this offseason was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But we got to see it in a game scenario. I kind of want to know what you guys think about Levi's debut.
I liked it
in this 2024 season.
I liked it. Obviously, he got he was credited a half a sack on the play where him and Davenport met at Matthew Stafford.
Matt.
And I was happy with it. I liked to see what I saw out of Levi because that sack was him on the interior. He wasn't rushing on the outside. We saw him get snaps playing on the outside and rushing the passer there. He was also in Matt Stafford's face a lot last night.
Yeah.
He was getting in the backfield consistently. So you like that to see a guy who can play inside, he can play outside. I talked about this with Pascal, but it's the same with Levi. That's the type of guy Terrell Williams likes. He's versatile. He is too fast to play inside and too big to play outside. So he does a little bit of both. That tweener body type, you can put him in the best position to have success, and we saw it last night.
Yeah, I'm looking right now. He had 30 pass rush snaps. I think his win rate was like 10% or 13%. 47 overall, 2 tackles, 2 stops, and then the sack. If I would give a letter grade, I'm gonna go now with B+. I mean, like that's what I expected to see out of him. That's what I think fans should expect out of this year consistently. I know the one sack he did got was a piss poor attempt from Jonah Jackson on double team there. I didn't even know if he was looking or I don't know what happened there, but he's just a monster like that. It's just from what I've seen in camp, and I expect that to continue alongside guys like Aiden Hutchinson. I mean, we talked about that Wingo thing I put out there. I feel like other guys were just so shook by Hutch sometimes they don't pay attention to the other dudes, and I think he's gonna be one of those guys that capitalize on that scaredness.
For sure.
Marcus Davenport as well.
Marcus Davenport looked good, man.
The last rookie I want to get to, Jake Bates.
A+.
I was nervous as hell. The only kicks he missed seemed to be close ones in this offseason. So, like, when it come to kicking one for the overtime, I had no clue what to expect.
Yeah.
And it was already, like, the feel for just how the game was going to that point. I was nervous.
And it was right down the middle.
I win, you lose. You know Dave Phipp called the most talented kicker he had been around? Yeah.
Is that Jake Bates gets an A+. He had both of his field goals. He had his extra point, and he had a couple of those kickoffs where he like skips it to him.
Yeah.
That they've been practicing.
Yeah, they got one. They got
one where it skipped, so the guy had to pick it up.
I'll tell you what, it was
Bates
definitely
was perfect.
They definitely practiced it because there was one camp where he kicked somebody, literally in the face.
Yeah.
The ball hit him right in the helmet. I don't know if you guys remember reading that one.
Yeah, that is a thing we saw in preseason where he tried to do that a couple times, but they missed the zone. He had one in the game where he got it right in the launch zone, but in the ground, and so it skipped up to the guy. Jake Bates, perfect game.
Speaking of perfect, you want the perfect acquisition of your new home. There's only one guy to call, and it's my guy.
Mark White.
Mark White gonna do you right. Give him a call today, guys, and get the purchase of your new home. Save up to $5,000 on your closing costs. Dial 248-290-8242 or visit them at markwhitesells.com. Again, that's 248-290-8242 or visit them at markwhitesells.com.
And let me tell you about the best Lions coverage in the state. That's right, the best Lions coverage in the state here at Woodward Sports. Make sure you tune in for the watch party. We're there at Hayes Social. It's a blast. Shout out to Sabbath Coffee Roasters, Siroki's, and New Holland Brewing. They've got the taller long drinks as well as any of the beers that you know from the New Holland line. They are the sponsors for the watch party and the post-game show. Explosive numbers last night. Make sure you tune in. We're doing Lions coverage better than anybody in the state. Again, shout out to Sabbath Coffee, Siroki's, and New Holland Brewing Company.
to the Detroit Lions and Sheila Hamp for the best season in Lions history. Now it's time to let Brad Holmes cook. Woodward Sports.
So just to get the heated steering wheel, I also had the spring for the bigger rims.
Yeah, that's how they get you. Those upgrades will cost you an arm and a leg every time.
Hey, new car crew, how'd it go this weekend? I got a great deal on mine.
How?
I went to Randy Wise, not those other guys. They got me in a great new ride, and they didn't break my budget. Hey, could you pass me the sugar?
How?
Never mind.
He made the wise choice.
Yep.
Make the wise choice at randywisechevy.com.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years? You expand and offer more products to more people. That's exactly what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC. The same great service that customers have come to know and trust on Woodward Avenue, just south of 9 Mile. Check out Les Stanford in Dearborn today and find the brands you want at lesstanford.com. Les Stanford, together. Let's ride.
What up, though? Welcome to Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm joined by Spimo Rex.
What up, though?
Young Chris, Nicholas Koloff, a.k.a. Microwave Nick.
Go.
And I want microwave pizza. I want that stuff from down the street. You know
He
what
owes
I'm
me a
talking
pizza,
about.
too.
Did he? You made 2 pizza bets?
I thought it was the one for the show.
Michigan, Texas.
Yeah, we did it.
Wait, who'd you
That
bet?
we agreed to that. Easy and I, Friday.
Didn't we make the bet, Michigan, Texas?
I don't remember doing that.
I don't remember.
I mean, you texted in the chat, and you're like, Spenny, looks like I'm going to have to buy you pizza.
It's for the show.
Maybe
I'm
you
buying
just-
pizza
maybe
for
you
the
got-
boys. I am a man
Oh.
of my word.
Wow, why wouldn't you say easy? Thought we were just going on a little pizza date.
I'm getting you boys pizza. Don't worry.
He's like, these fat motherfuckers.
Don't worry. You'll get your pizza. All right?
It's okay, Nick. You got plenty of time. It took Caleb about 8 weeks, so you
Yeah,
got plenty
for
of
real.
time.
If you're watching
Really,
the show
dude?
for the first time or for the first time in a long time and you're curious what we're talking about, Nick is a Michigan fan. And last week, Nick proclaimed that he believed that this Michigan team would be able to walk away with a W, let alone their limbs in the Texas game. Nick, honest reaction. Did it catch you by surprise, or did you know deep down in your heart that was coming?
Michigan football.
You are trash!
Garbage. Hot garbage. Cold garbage. However way you want to put it, this team is terrible. Sharon Moore is the worst coach. That team was not prepared at all. And you think about that DC, I hate him. Ship him out of town. He's Don Brown 2.0. He is god-awful. This team did not show up. The quarterback play is disgustingly bad. Davis Warren, all right, this whole thing is over. Like, dude, why is a walk-on quarterback who cannot throw the ball our quarterback? We just won the national title. This team is horrible, and that was a terrible take on my part. I Venmo'd my buddy $50. I'm buying you boys pizza. I'm paying for it.
Imagine
It
not
was
being
horrible.
2-0. Couldn't be me. You know, first place in the Big Ten, 2-0. Feels pretty good.
Yeah, man, I want to say this. I think you're kind of tripping on Wink Martindale a little bit. I think all of you Michigan fans are just like out of your gourds a little bit to have any other expectations. You guys lost 18 starters. Was it 13 or 16 to the draft?
You got
other guys
13.
going in undrafted, so it's a complete 16 all around. One of them played for the Rams yesterday. This team was never one that was cashing in on 5-star recruits year after year after year. There were guys they built up in like a 3-year period. Like to expect, I guess, I don't know. To have higher expectations than that to me was kind of crazy.
But they
You
were
lost
only
18 starters.
But they were like plus 120 to make the playoffs. So was it
Who
really
cares about
high
the odds,
expectations?
though? That's not even, that wasn't realistic.
Okay, well then I'll say this. Prior to the season starting, they had 4 guys projected to go in the first round. You have top-end talent, and in college football, when you have top-end talent, if you pair it with good coaching and a solid quarterback, you are going to win majority of your games.
Yeah.
So you're going to be around 9 or 10 wins. And with the bad coaching this year, I think that plays into it. And not getting a quarterback in the portal is blasphemy. You cannot go into the year with this.
Correct me if I'm.
Kenneth Grant, Mason Graham, Will Johnson, Colston Loveland.
Yes.
Okay. Colston Loveland first round?
Yes.
Yeah.
Colston Loveland.
I mean,
that fumble was pretty nasty.
And
I'd probably say it for second round.
For everybody using the excuse like,
first round.
Oh, Michigan lost, or Michigan had 13 players drafted last year. Texas had 12 players drafted last year. Like
No, they had 18. 18.
Not drafted.
Like drafted, yeah, but they lost 18 starters in total. That's 4 guys.
Yeah, like I said, Michigan had 13 players drafted. Texas had 12 players drafted. Like it's
18 starters though. That's the one we're focusing on. 18.
You need to replace talent in college football. That's not an excuse. You are Michigan. You have the funds, the branding, and the name to go out and get any player in the country that you want. There is no excuse for you to not have a quarterback. There is no excuse for your starter to be a former walk-on. You are the University of Michigan.
That's crazy.
You are one of the biggest brands in sport, not just college, in sport. So you need to do it. You could have easily had Cam Ward as your quarterback. If you have Cam Ward as your quarterback, you are a top 3 favorite to win the championship again this year. Ward Manuel should be fired for letting this happen.
You got a reward at halftime.
It's not Sharon Moore's fault, really, because he was thrown into a shit show. The coaching definitely needs to be better, but it's Michigan's, it's the administration's fault for not replacing that talent. There is absolutely no excuse why you aren't being Miami, why you aren't being Ole Miss, being Oregon, being these teams that go out there and pay a quarterback $5 million to come in and be your quarterback for 1 year. You can do it better than literally any school in the country with your economic or your money backing, your sponsors, your branding. You're the University of Michigan coming off of winning the national championship.
Yeah.
Go spend. If you would have walked up to Cam Ward and said, here's $5 million, come play for Michigan next year, he's doing it. And you're probably at least winning a game in the playoff if you have Cam Ward.
The quarterback transfer stuff, if I'm not mistaken, I know JJ, didn't he wait past that to declare for the draft or whatever? But that was also because his allegedly, his deciding factor was if they're going to pay him or not. They decided not to pay him, so he was like, all right, I'm gone. So that's definitely their fault in the transfer portion of it. But the recruiting, I can't give you any excuses for the recruiting. Like the run that you were on to not cash in a couple 5 stars out of that whole experience. You have the Jordan brand. Like there's so many tools,
There's
I guess.
no reason.
Yeah, to utilize it in the recruiting process, that it is kind of crazy. Even if you had to go like Michigan State route, starting like their actual freshman, they did it, and guess what?
Yeah.
He's their best wide receiver.
Yep,
by far.
At least it's not. At least they're not Clemson. Because did you hear that there are 4 teams in college football that don't have a single player from the transfer portal playing on their team? 4 teams in all of college football. It is Air Force, Army, Navy, and Clemson. Those are the 4 teams. Dabo Swinney should be fired.
I just need you to trust me. That's all.
I do not want Sharon Moore to be off the hook at all, honestly. And that play calling in that Texas game was horrendous.
Yeah.
You're putting in Alex Orji, 3rd and short. Oh, to run the ball? Oh, thanks. Everybody and their mom knows that is going to happen.
Yeah,
what are you doing? If you want to, pull somebody by surprise, you run Davis Warren in that situation where he can actually maybe have a chance to throw the ball. Sharon Moore, it's horrible right now. And as a Michigan fan, I watched the highlight video of me celebrating the Natty like 10 times after the game. I was like, no, I did not cry.
Yeah, you did.
I didn't. I was with my buddies. We were having fun.
You're holding them in?
Nope.
To be fair, and to give criticism to Sharon Moore, you know what your quarterback situation is. You know how bad Davis Warren is. You need to, in this situation, make your offense a read option offense.
Yes.
You run a triple option where you have Orji and Mullings, because Donovan Edwards looks like trash, running the speed option outside, and Loveland on a post. And if the speed option isn't there, you throw it to Loveland. If not, tuck it and run, because that would be better than anything they did last week.
On the flip side, Quinn Ewers is legit. Quinn Ewers is really good.
Yes.
I wasn't that high on him as an NFL Nick, I'm sorry.
The defense looked horrible.
They did. They did.
That is something I said after Fresno State. I was 100% certain that Texas was going to win because Fresno State had open receivers in open situations, but the quarterback couldn't hit them. I said, Quinn Ewers is going to make those throws. He's a Heisman contender. He's going to make those throws plus some.
Breaking news.
What?
1 second.
Running back. Christian McCaffrey inactive tonight against the Jets.
No way.
Ooh. You going up against him in fantasy?
So many people in fantasy just cry.
Everyone
I'm going
was
up.
like, what do you mean you're not taking him number 1 overall?
Yep.
You're taking Tyreek Hill? And then he got arrested before the game. And they're like,
Stupid.
well, yeah, I guess you're one of those people.
I would have taken Tyreek Hill.
He's the great white hope.
I was taking Tyreek Hill number 1 overall no matter what.
Day, bro.
Oh, easy. We got our scores.
Yeah, we got to do the total.
Oh, yeah. What happened to the banana suit?
I think Easy's trying to weasel his way out of this one.
Yeah. How?
No?
We're tied. Caleb and I are tied.
Yeah, you'll do.
And we both took the same losses, I'm pretty sure.
So are you guys doing it
They're
tonight?
doing a total for the game tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
And whoever comes
And I
close.
go first. I'm a veteran. What is the
That is
Vegas
true.
over-under?
I'm not telling you.
All right.
Let's go to break.
And it's locked right now, so you won't be able to see it.
Easy can look that
Also,
up. Tell us
Spidey.
about merch, Chris.
Congrats, real quick. State,
Yeah.
big win at
Big win.
Maryland. That
That's
was
a
a
fun game to
massive
watch.
win.
Fun game to watch. Still, Aiden Childs made some mistakes. Still looked young out there, but he improved from week 1. That's what you want to see out of an 18-year-old is to get better week by week. He did that.
Against a better opponent, too.
The defense looked good. Again, like 2 games in a row, Michigan State's defense actually looked pretty good. And Nick Marsh, just
dog.
A grown man.
Dog.
A grown man of a true freshman. Out there like 6'4", 200 pounds. What was it? 8 catches for 198 yards and a touchdown. The dude was absolutely insane. But yeah, we do got to go to break. Tell us about the merch.
What is it? The merch?
What's the merch?
Head on over to woodwardsports.com. Click that shop tab today. Get yourself some brand new merch. They got the best merch in the city. The ultimate Detroit swag is here. Hoodies, tees, hats, all that guaranteed to turn heads. So why don't you head on over to woodwardsports.com. Click that shop tab today and get yourself some brand new merch.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists. Enjoy a precision haircut, hot lather neck shave, scalp and neck massage, and a hot towel treatment to top it off. Enter for your chance to win the $50,000 Perfect Bracket Challenge. With more than 25 Metro Detroit locations, there's always a Lady Jane's near you. Lady Jane's Haircut for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit. Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts, Woodward Sports.
Attention sports fans, don't miss out on expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Join Dr. Pierce every Tuesday during Big D Energy and Thursdays during Ermanni and Edwards, where he offers top-notch injury advice. Trust the guy that DMAC trusts. Dr. Jeff Pierce is here to keep you in the game and performing at your best. Oh, jeez. I'm about to die. For more information, visit MichiganSportsandSpine.com or call 248-426-9944. I sound like Doc Rivers.
I put that at the beginning. I said Spenny Rivers. Spenny Rivers. Spencer Thibodeau.
So KG got me right on the picks, huh?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did you right.
Shout out KG.
Shout out to KG.
That's my guy.
Locking Houston for you. That was the ultimate spinning move.
Yeah,
that was the ultimate spinning move. Shout out to him for that one.
Almost.
All right, boys. Spinny, Caleb, we need your help with this one. Around the league, me and Nick were turned up from noon to midnight. What did we miss? Anything crazy?
Yeah, Joe Burrow looked terrible.
Caleb Williams also looked terrible.
The Bears got the luckiest win of all time.
Yeah,
So
I did
lucky.
see that. I saw that.
Extremely lucky. Will Levis is an idiot.
Will Levis did more to the Bears' win than Caleb Williams.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
The Detroit Lions look like they can beat anybody in this division handedly. after that first week.
I saw Sam Darnold start his game 12 for 12 and like 100 yards.
Yeah, I will say
the Giants are doo-doo poop water.
Yeah, they are. The Browns and the Cowboys game, the Cowboys aren't that good. The Browns are just that bad.
Yes.
Deshaun Watson is fucking terrible.
Shitty poopy Browns, shitty poopy Giants, shitty poopy
Panthers.
Panthers.
They're so bad.
God.
Dog. And the Saints aren't even good. Like,
you want to talk about a guy that made Spenny look right, like he's about to be right? Because TJ Watt looked like the MVP. TJ Watt
was all over.
Fucking everywhere, dude.
Hey,
I think he had like 2.5 sacks. He had, I think, two forced fumbles.
Yeah.
He was dominating that good Atlanta offensive line and getting in Kirk Cousins' grill all night. A madman on this network who might be wearing a cool Batman t-shirt today said that the Cincinnati Bengals are going to be last in their division this year, and they looked awful.
You want to talk about Batman?
Wait,
who was accused of calling Joe Burrow over it?
Yeah,
it's one game though.
I don't want to get off. I don't want to get off Pittsburgh real quick because they got to be one of the biggest winners of the week. Everyone else in the division lost.
Yep.
Except for them. So they got a very nice start to their season.
Yeah.
Oh, and also Josh Allen is going to be the MVP. I mean, he looked unstoppable.
I didn't get to see that, but I'm going to go watch that game.
He threw 4 passes in the first half.
Yeah.
He was 4 for 4 for like 60 yards.
He was just running over people.
The Cards were winning that game though for a minute. It was like 24.
Kyler Murray's
like
really good, man.
They
ruined
my touchdown parlay because James Cook didn't get in the end zone.
Yeah.
What did Marvin Harrison?
I had him.
He had one
too.
catch for 4 yards.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Because Kyler Murray sucks and he can't see over the offensive line.
No. Okay. Dude, Kyler Murray's really good. He looked really good.
Did you see that last route though?
Yeah, but dude, if you looked at like people are posting like the all 22s of Marvin Harrison. Like, he looked lazy on all of his routes and stuff. And I know, obviously, Kyler Murray, you got to throw him wide open on the last play.
It would have been a walk-off touchdown.
There's nobody within 10 yards. That wasn't a great game. I mean, it's a close game. Actually, could have won it in turnovers. Well, he missed 10 passes. He's 21 of 31 for 162 yards, 1 touchdown.
Oh, Kyler?
Yeah.
Yeah, he sucks, dude.
I'm telling you, he doesn't suck. He's good.
On the other,
dude,
Josh Allen.
Too short, bro. He's not going to work.
Bryce Young confirmed too short. Confirmed. That is real.
Absolutely.
Kyler Murray, perfect height, good quarterback.
Perfect height, good. All right.
Perfect height.
I'm going to watch the Josh Allen stuff. We talked about the Anthony Richardson stuff.
Go watch TJ Watt's highlights.
I'm going to watch that as well.
It was, dude, he looks... That was insane.
Did Caleb Williams only have like 93 yards, some shit like
that?
Yeah,
93 passing yards.
The Bears had that was, I think, the second least amount of yards on offense.
All 3
to win a
receivers
game.
were available. We talked about the Tennessee defense, though, but I don't think that was the reason why.
I don't think the Tennessee defense.
I actually saw one where Keenan Allen was wide open. He threw a golf. Yeah. He threw a flutter.
A golf.
Yeah, I don't want to say it.
Lions won.
Golf throws his flutters accurately, though.
So,
what's the
Cartier said perfect height is crazy. That is crazy.
What's the spread tonight?
4.5.
Are we picking it?
Yeah, you guys got to pick. Easy, you go first.
Well, we already got the same pick, so that's why we're going to total.
Yeah, Easy and Caleb are tied for the hot dog suit right now. So they're doing closest to the total points scored in this game tonight.
I'm going to go with 42.5.
That's the total for the game.
No, it's not.
What's the total?
The total for the game right now.
You can't do a half.
You can't do a half.
42. It's 53.5.
You said 53?
He said, yeah.
I pulled it up.
The total's on 53 tonight.
It's 53. Over under.
You can prices right him.
It's 43.
They changed it?
You can prices right him. Either go 43 or 41.
I'll go 40. Honestly, the score in my head was 23-20, so I'll go 43.
Oh, it must have updated it because of the McCaffrey news.
All right, 43.
Yeah.
You went 43? I was going to say 43.
He prices right at you, so
you got the low.
Unless it's 42 or under.
This guy Spencer gave him the strategy.
That's smart. What's the word? Strategic move.
That's kind of what.
You helping him out here. What are we doing?
He's a smart guy. He would have thought of it by himself.
I don't know. Look at him. He thought his hat was blue.
That is true. He did think his hat was blue.
I would have thought of it. It would have taken me a second, but I would have.
He may be colorblind, but he is smart.
That'll do it for us today.
I love you guys for watching, man.
Lions are 1-0. Appreciate you tapping in. Smash the like button. For Easy, for Nick, for Caleb, for Chris, I'm Spencer. We're the heavyweights. We'll catch you guys
Hey,
tomorrow.
real quick.
First of many Victory Mondays.
Rest in peace, Mr. Myrtle from the Sandlot, a.k.a. Darth Vader, a.k.a. actual name James Earl
Jones.
Yes, rest in pease, sir legend. I wasn't here earlier.